we have a new person who's new to PropertyBoss and wants to know how they can tell if PropertyBoss is set up to prorate, and is it an instance of PB or of the database?
That's a great question. Under Customize, you have Setup Preferences. In this top half is the bulk of what you'll deal with when it comes to setting up your system and the basic software. One of the things that you do need to look at is this processing options when we're talking about things like prorating. So if you'll see here, the way I have this particular database set up, and there are multiple ways you can set it up, but I opted here to use 30-day months for my prorating strategy, which means I'm assuming that every month is worth 30 days, whether it has 28 days or 31 days. If you uncheck this, it will take the accurate days in a month and calculate that way. Using bank deposits, pretty self-explanatory. That doesn't have much to do with prorating, but it's important to know for my setup that we are using the bank deposit capability. This is important. In my case, I've set the responsibility ends date to the move-out date, so rent does prorate, which means when someone moves out, if they move out after the date that we intended, the rent will continue to prorate to account for those extra days they've spent in our property. If you don't want PropertyBoss to prorate, go ahead and tell it not to prorate any charge. I love using the prorate because it works. You just have to play with it for a minute and make sure it works the way you want to work with it. Now, I've opted not to round my prorated amounts. Some people like to round up to the nearest dollar. Others prefer dollars and cents. I opted for dollars and cents.
Tagging on to the proration part, there is actually a prorate calculator in PropertyBoss. So if you want to know how PropertyBoss is going to prorate something, for like if you're writing up a lease or anything like that, we actually do have a prorate calculator, and it will prorate to specifics on a lease. So when you use the prorate calculator, you can say, okay, I'm going to be moving someone into this property, and put in the date, and it will calculate for you what that prorated amount will be. It does not populate a transaction, but it does give you the accurate proration amount. So when you're giving a quote to somebody for that proration, you can use this calculator to help you with that.